Back at it again, and I got two videos here that I'm about to be stitching together, where more black folks are talking about leaving the plantation and exposing BLM. Let's dive in.
One thing that stuck out, I think what made me really f with you was when you really got into when black people, we don't march.
Yeah.
There's no
Facts.
protesting.
Facts.
When you see on NBC and ABC and CNN that a little kid was shot in Chicago or in Fort Worth, Texas, or in St. Louis or in these inner cities, when a white cop kills a black young man,
Yeah.
we marching, we rioting. But when an innocent kid is killed, or when a popular artist like a Mo3 is killed by another black man, we don't march. And that really stuck with me, because people like to argue on Say Cheese that black on black isn't a thing.
Those people are absolutely delusional. Anybody that says black on black violence is not a thing, man, are they smoking something good. They stuff is laced with some other stuff, with some plaster, with some of that the F word. I don't want to start naming too many drugs on here, but yeah, some of that F word stuff that's been going around all over the place, putting people in pine boxes. It's laced with some of that, some other stuff. I don't know, because it got to be something ridiculous laced up in there for somebody to say that. Seriously. Sheesh.
I bet if you go talk to all the mothers who children and sons was killed by another black man, they would say otherwise. If you go to prison and you look at all the black men in prison that's in prison for violent crimes that's projected against other black people, but they're not violent toward the Mexicans. They're not violent toward the white people. So when you go to the schoolhouses and you look in the cafeterias at the schools, from elementary to middle school and high school, you don't see blacks fighting whites. You hardly see whites fighting whites. It's black on black, right? So when I walk out of my doors as a black man born in America, as an American black man, when I walk out of my doors, my greatest threat is another black man who looked like me. It's not a police officer who's gung-ho. It's not a racist police officer. It's not the Klansman. I gotta first survive amongst the and the black folks around me.
Ooh. Come on. Facts. The truth hurts.
I mean, it's sad that we tore up the country for George Floyd, right? We didn't have the backstory to who George Floyd was. All we had was a nigga that was being killed by the police, and we became outraged, and we said, we're not taking this no more. And then all of a sudden, we killing each other like never before. Like George Floyd, that never had an impact on us.
So it's a contradiction.
That's a great point. It's a great point. People marched, looted, stole all types of stuff. Oh, we're angry. We're not gonna take this anymore. And once it all was over, we went right back to black on black crime, as if none of that ever happened. Hypocrites, I tell you, hypocrites.
A major contradiction, and it gives us, it gives the black race a black eye. We don't tote guns for any other purpose in the hood, in the black community. We don't tote guns for no other purpose than to kill another black person. That gun isn't to protect our mothers. We're not packing no gun to protect our communities. We're not packing those guns with all those rounds of bullets in it, anticipating someone impeding into our community like we did when Kamala Harris bus came and all the black people went. We're not doing that to protect the sanctity of our communities. Every in the community, in the hood, toting a gun, his bullet is for another. When he loading a gun, he thinking about killing another. When he put it in his pants pocket, he hollering about this is for a. He never think to pull that trigger and the target is gonna be a white face. No, don't even dream of that. It's a nightmare if a dream of killing the white man, he wake up in a nightmare and say, "Ooh, thank you, Lord, I thought I killed the white man." But he'll fantasize and dream about killing the all day long.
He's speaking facts, 100% facts. People in the hood ain't worried about killing no white person. They ain't being terrorized by white people. They're being terrorized by people that look just like them. Just like them. Exactly the same. I once heard a quote from Nipsey Hussle, who happens to be a rapper who was killed by another black person, of course. But he said, as he was, really changing his life and getting out of that lifestyle, he sat back and realized something one day. And he said, when you go out on a mission, as Charleston White was saying here, and you're loading your gun and you driving around your neighborhood, you're not looking for, the Mexican. You're not looking for a white person. You're not looking for the square guy who, kind of looks like he's out of place. You're looking for someone that walks and talks just like you. Just on the other side of town, just a few blocks away. You're looking for you. And when he said that, I was like, whoa, wow. And now that Charleston White is actually bringing it back up, I snapped back to Nipsey Hussle saying that, and I was like, yeah, that's facts. People in the hood aren't looking for white people. They ain't looking for Mexicans. They looking for somebody that looks exactly like them, just a few blocks away in another hood. And they gonna do them bad when they see them. Somebody that looks just like them. Acts just like them. But yet we're supposed to, the mainstream media and Maxine Waters and, BLM tell us, oh no, we need to be afraid of the white man. No, not really. And I think statistics will back this up. You guys can confirm that for me in the comment section. Statistically speaking, I don't need to be afraid of the white man, the Mexican man, the Asian man. I need to be afraid of somebody that looks exactly like me. And that's the sad part about it all. Truth hurts, though.
Do you support Black Lives Matter?
No, I do not support Black Lives Matter. I ain't fought in one, let alone 3 gay nowhere. And that ain't to disrespect the gay culture. I just think the man is supposed to lead. And Black Lives Matter, they don't fight with them child support arrears that's getting mistreated by the child support system. They ain't showing up in the courthouses Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 when a going to court with the injustices of the court system. They wait to a rag like George Floyd, Mike Brown, Trayvon Martin, little disrespect. They wait till people like that get right, and then they come out and say, "Oh man, you ain't never seen the police kill a nigga with a pair of work boots on, have you? Police ain't never shot a nigga with his degree cap on, with his cap and gown. Police don't shoot with their shirt tails tucked in, with them hard bottom shoes with a bow tie on." So the narrative is always they get behind a certain particular black man that they can push this divided. They conquer and divide is the method of Black Lives Matter, and they do a good job exploiting the black community.
Ooh. Charleston White dropping some truth on us today, baby. Woo! Get BLM out of here. Get him out of here. All right, let's jump into this next video. Let's dive in.
In the house chilling or studio.
This is a guy by the name of ASAP Rocky, who is a black rapper. He's actually the rapper that I think was arrested in like Sweden or France or something, and Trump got him free. I think he like threatened France with like a trade war, something along those lines that came out more recently. Trump threatened them with something to make sure that this guy here was freed. But anyway, let's continue on.
Might have been studio. We were chilling and we were talking about
I think he also dates Rihanna. I think, right? Yeah.
Police brutality going on in Baltimore right now, and Ferguson and everywhere around America. And it makes you think, it's like, what is the government really trying to hide? Because it's like, why are we glorifying, or why are we exploiting the beef between the urban community and police officers, when in all reality, Memorial Weekend, 60 some odd people got shot just on a Friday and Saturday. 60 some odd people in one city, Chicago. One city, 60 some odd people shot, 9 to 12 dead. Don't quote me on the number, but 9 to 12 dead. Black on black crime. So one cop shoots a black person. Let's march. Let's protest. Let's promote our mixtapes on TV. Let's do all that. You know what I mean? Because that's what they're doing. I feel like if you're not gonna really talk about the main topic, don't talk about it at all.
Facts.
We have to do something first, and it's within us eternally. Like we can't blame the police officers. That kind of shit is inevitable, man. A police officer is gonna see somebody sometimes, so I don't justify cops just killing kids. That's so messed up, man, because there are guilty cops out there. There are cops who, they take advantage with their authority, but that's been going on. That's nothing new. Why now? Why are we glorifying it now? Why are we making a big spectrum out of it now? What are we really hiding? And if we're gonna talk about that, let's talk about the black people killing black people. So if nobody wants to talk about that, neither do I.
Facts. So you just had two gentlemen there, one being a rapper, one just being a famous troll, but also dropping facts on people, speaking about the truth of the matter. Everybody wants to march. As soon as it's a white person that killed a black person, oh my goodness, we're not accepting this. We are marching and we are burning and we are going to terrorize this city until there's some change. But then the very next week, black on black. We ain't gonna talk about that going on over there. We ain't gonna say nothing about it. You keep that on the low. If we gonna march and loot for one thing, why isn't there a march and looting and rioting for this thing over here? Because it doesn't fit the narrative. It actually destroys it. Because when you look at these statistics, when you look at the numbers, how many black on black crimes there are where people are put in pine boxes versus white on black crime where people are put in pine boxes, it won't even compare. It won't even come close. If you look at the entire nation, right, of a white cop putting a black person in a pine box, that number's probably, I think it was like 9. A white cop putting a black person in a pine box. But then if you look at the entire nation of a black person putting another black person in a pine box, oh my goodness, it'd probably be like 1,500 to 9. Ooh, that optic doesn't look too good, does it? Now I'm just throwing that number out of the side of my neck. It may not be that high. It could be higher. I don't know. My point is the numbers next to each other wouldn't look that great. The optics of it all would look horrible. Wow. 1,500 to 9? Whoa. And only 2 of that 9 were unjustified? So now you bring that 9 number all the way down to 2? 1,500. The optics wouldn't look good. And it's why, and I spoke about this just in another video, a previous video, why Biden and the left have now called the right the terrorist group, the threat to democracy, right? Because the demand for the boogeyman does not meet the actual reality. The demand is here. The reality is way down here. So they have to bring up what is perceived as reality. Oh, everybody on the right is the boogeyman. Everybody on the right are extremists. Everybody on the right are a threat to democracy. So that's the enemy. That's what we have to fight against. So they have to bring the supply of, white supremacy, phobes and ist and threat to democracies and everything else. They have to bring that level up to meet their demand. See, one thing that I've learned is that the left uses scare tactics a lot. They try to drum up anything that they can. Anytime something happens, oh, it's all over the news. Oh my goodness. This one white person killed a black person over here. Hey, everybody, look at this. Hey, Look at this. This is happening everywhere. They're everywhere. Wait, we don't see it though. They're catching on to us. What are we gonna say? What are we gonna say? It's the people on the right. It's all of them. It's all of them. That they're the ones that are doing it. It's all of them. It's child's play. It really is. And hopefully these videos bring light to the truth of the matter, because that's what truly matters, is the truth. That's all we want to get to, the truth. I don't hate anybody, right? I just want people to know the truth. And when we can get back to actually telling the truth and speaking the truth between politicians and just in mainstream media, I think we'll have a beautiful and wonderful country. And part of me feels like it's possible to head back in that direction. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in once again. Y'all let me know what you thought about this one in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, and of course, hit that subscribe button before you go. Click that subscribe button. It's totally free. Click it now. Peace and love. I'm out.